Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Mic Check Podcast. This is T Word, the People's Champ. Thank you for tuning in. You are now in the booth, and we're going to hit you with these bars. Today, we're going to be talking about the AFC Championship game for the NFL for 2023. We're fast approaching the Super Bowl. But before we get into the video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We do appreciate all your feedback, and we hope that you continue to support the growth of this channel. Please share it with a friend. Now, let's go ahead and get right into it. On Sunday, the Kansas City Chiefs are going to be hosting the Cincinnati Bengals in the AFC Championship game for an opportunity to earn a trip to the Super Bowl. It should be a doozy. I think that Kansas City does have an advantage. Number one, they're going to be at home. And number two, I think that their experience is going to carry them a little bit further, even though the Cincinnati Bengals did make it to the Super Bowl last year, eventually falling to the Rams. I think that it's about that time for Patrick Mahomes to get over the hump and actually take over and beat Joe Burrow, because he hasn't up to this point. Joe Burrow's been in the league a few years, and Patrick has not been able to beat him. And this is lining up to be that classic AFC matchup, kind of like Brady and Manning for all those years. I think we're seeing the second coming of that, but this is in and of itself a whole different thing. So it's going to be exciting to watch these two young quarterbacks do their thing. Mahomes is one of the better paid quarterbacks in the league. Joe Burrow as well, on his way to being the same. Let's talk about some statistical things that are at play, or just different things that matter. Number one, I think somebody that's going to be a game breaker for the Chiefs is going to be Travis Kelce. In his last 8 playoff games, he's averaged 6 catches, 100 yards, and a touchdown. In a couple of games, he's actually put up 2 touchdowns, but he's on track to pretty much get you 100 yards. That's going to be critical against the Cincinnati defense that's not been that great against the pass, but they've been really good against the run. So if Kansas City can hold up on the front line, they'll give themselves a great opportunity to win this game. On the flip side, you're going to be looking at a Cincinnati defense that can offset any run game that the Chiefs bring. But unfortunately, their defensive backs might have a hard time stopping the air attack of Patrick Mahomes, who can throw it from anywhere. He can break the pocket. He can make explosive plays. And he's the passing leader in the NFL. The Chiefs had 4,500 yards passing. Mahomes had 41 TDs, only 12 interceptions. So that means he's taking care of the football. So that tells you that he's going to put his team in a great position to win. Now, if you're going to go ahead and flip the script and talk about the Cincinnati Bengals offense, they've got weapons all over the place between T. Boyd, Jamar Chase. There's just a lot. T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, and Jamar Chase. Uzoma at tight end, Joe Mixon at running back, and then obviously cool Joe Burrow at quarterback. You've got all these different players that make that team explosive, but unfortunately, their offensive line has been an issue, giving up 44 sacks this year. So when you start to think about the dynamics of who can be most productive on offense and who's going to limit the mistakes, you have to look at Kansas City and go, okay, I feel like they're in the best position. But the one caveat to that is Patrick Mahomes did lead the previous game with an ankle injury, so he's going to be bringing in those ailments to this game. So if it's cold and his mobility is an issue, some of the things he does well, like throwing crazy passes from outside the pocket, might come back to haunt the Chiefs in this game. It's going to be really tough to say. From a statistical standpoint, these teams are what and what in the rankings as far as productivity all year. So you could expect a shootout, or maybe their defenses show up. The weather plays a factor, and you could expect a defensive battle that's going to just drag the pace of the game down and make it a long Sunday for one of these teams. I do give the coaching advantage to the Chiefs. I think Andy Reid is finally going to find the secret sauce to figure this out and make something happen for his team. But we just can't say that for sure. I'm not going to predict right away. I do want to look at the news just a little bit more before I give a prediction. And we're going to put both championship game predictions in one video. So for now, we're going to leave it right there. We'd love to get your input. What are going to be the keys to the game for these two teams? Will Cincinnati's defense bow up? Will Kansas City's offense just be too much? A lot of interesting things to think about. Go ahead and talk about it in the comments. I'm going to chime in as well. I'm leaving the booth. This has been T for the Mic Check Podcast. Until the next time, peace.